What is going on, Warriors? That is your boy Shin Ryu, and it is time for another Street Fighter Duel video. Thank you, guys. We finally did another milestone again. We are exactly at 200 subscribers. So shout out to all of you guys who have subscribed already. Shout out to all of you guys who have been consuming the content as well, watching the video. But if you haven't subscribed yet, come on, what are you guys waiting for? So get on the subscription channel, turn on your notification bells, and let's get going. All right. I also want to give like a shout out to everyone out there who has also been sending comments, sending recommendations, reviews, and all that good stuff. So it is good to know that we are at 200 subscribers, and ironically, this is also going to be my 200th video. It's been a long journey. We started almost like at least almost six, like I say, almost 6 months back, or even maybe a little bit more. I can't remember per se, but it's been a minute. But I'm so glad to have all of you guys on board, and obviously you guys know what it's time for right now. It's going to be the next milestone, which is going to be a quarter of 1,000. That's 250. So we're looking forward to the next 50 subscribers. So if you guys are not subscribed already, get on board and let's subscribe. Okay. Today's going to be a different kind of video. You guys already know that there has been a new player in town. All right, as you can see here, we do have Vega here. Probably gonna be maybe Trendy Vega or some Fashion Vega, or one of those kind of names out there, or it might have something more specific to whatever his style is, just like what Akuma did. Or did Akuma actually have something like that? Maybe not really. I'm trying to just remember here. Right? Do I feel like, okay, you still got the Trendy whatever. So it's probably going to be Trendy Vega as well. But I'm going to just be honest with you guys, right? Obviously, as much as we know that next is going to be the start of a new special, special event in terms of like special summon, new character, and that kind of good stuff. I'm going to tell you how I felt when I woke up and I saw this whole stuff here. Obviously, I would have loved to release the video as quickly as possible, but still early days of my new work. So unless I do wake up a whole lot earlier, it's typically going to be tough until maybe much later in this day here. But you guys get my video regardless, okay? So I kind of woke up and all that kind of stuff. I think I was kind of like, actually, it was a bit of a tricky day. Forgot to wrap up my dailies and all that kind of stuff, and I think I got caught up in watching something else. By the time I looked at it, was 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. in the morning, which is typically the time when all of this things kind of reset. And I just kind of looked at it and then go over to the event here, try and collect my typical anniversary sign in, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then boom, the Vega splash pops up. So here's what I'm thinking. All right, okay, this is all the stuff that just came out of my head. Probably came out of some of you guys' head as well. Maybe you guys didn't think about it at all. But the first thing that came to my head is like, okay, so we already know who the new special character is right now in terms of like an event. But this is the same kind of event. We're approaching 1 year, and obviously a lot of people are hoping for some sort of like, I don't want to say major change, but at least a minor change where things kind of like look like they're taking a different turn. The other thing is that we're obviously expecting maybe there's a bit of several characters, just to mark 1 year, just something to just spice up that particular situation, the event, and all that kind of stuff. So I see Vega and I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? Hopefully it's not a here we go again situation, because I don't want to be looking at the same clockwise, do your 3 mission, whatever stuff they're going to call it, face the bosses, a few per week, whatever. That is still coming. That's not a problem at all. But in midst of that thought, I'm just thinking, you know what? This is obviously still a week prior to actual anniversary itself. So perhaps once the anniversary actually lands, a real surprise is going to be here. Otherwise, I'm hoping the surprise is not this page right here, because as much as it is nice, it is worth it if this is all they're going to give us, right? So, because if you look at everything else, obviously you're not going to get everything a week prior to the whole stuff. Everybody had their speculations, what they expect, what they're hoping for, but I just want to hope it's not just surrounded around the unveiling of new characters and all that kind of stuff, right? We want to make sure that there's either a new play. It could be something as simple as fully integrating soul power. You know what I mean? Like soul power being full integrated for every character out there. That kind of gives them some extra level of strength. Okay, gives people the option to specifically prioritize who they want to actually use these soul power gems for. Free to play, player status. Obviously, paid would have the option of spreading across the board as much as they actually want to, right? But normally, these are the periods I'm typically excited about. It's time for who the new character is going to be. But one of the reasons why I'm not super excited, the number one reason, obviously, you guys probably have a good idea, is because if I wanted any regular character, any character to actually be in this mode right now, I want it to be Fashion Ryu. And I think I've explained myself before. We do not want to have a regular ass Ryu. Okay, excuse my English. We want to have someone that actually is quite competitive. And you know for sure that once you have a character added to the special, the special pool, the special pool, you are sort of like guaranteed that the character is definitely going to be boss like. And not only that, you know that the character is getting soul power right off the bat. Okay. So let's say, for example, they decide to go a different route right now. They want to be generous with Ryu, like how they sort of like, I think there was a time they were generous with Eve Ryu in all the other versions, because they sort of at least are seeing how it works elsewhere. They're not blind to how the other versions are working, even though they do have their own specific version that they're working on, right? The thing is, if he is just, for example, a fashion-based character, we just had Elena recently. She's a bit iffy, like I said before. It seems to be there's a lot more that's happening, but I can't really seem to see it. And that's why, in the tag that I put for Elena, I kind of said, it's more than you actually can see. It's more like a subtle destroy. You see things are happening in terms of like your position, the opposition is getting defeated, but we don't know if it's because they're easy or because she's actually that damn good, right? We don't know if it's because of her or in spite of her. But I would have actually loved to have seen Ryu here. That's the first disappointment. I'm gonna admit that. But then again, you have to understand that I'm just a percentile of some people. I'm a Ryu fan. Obviously, he's my favorite, character ever created, or whatever kind of stuff. But somebody else might be a huge Vega fan, so they'll be extremely excited about that. So that is just one aspect of it, right? And like I said before, I don't want him to be like a fashion-based character where you either have to spend money or that kind of stuff, unless he becomes a free fashion-based character that is even more viable than what Fashion Blacker was during this time, because he has to be a G. Like we can't not have a version of Ryu that's actually a G. And I'll keep saying it. If Ryu doesn't count as Ryu, because if Ryu is not Ryu accepting the Dark Hadou, because he never does. It is the assumption of what he would have manifested, assuming Ryu actually succumbed to the Dark Hadou, okay? And of course, the biggest proof to let you guys know that if Ryu is not Ryu is you just simply have to look at the EX moves, right? Let's go to Ryu's EX move real quick here. That's another reason why I want Ryu to be a special character, because we need a dope ass EX move. This is cool, no doubt about it. The one for Mad Ryu or whatever. But if you look over here, you see resonance here. Strictly Ryu and Mad Ryu. Now you guys know how Mad Ryu has been the butt of a lot of jokes for the longest time, even though I stuck with him regardless. All right. If Ryu, on the other hand, is just Eve Ryu, and it's gonna be that, unless there's like a costume version of Eve Ryu, maybe the Eve Ryu that had long hair in Street Fighter 4. Maybe they decide to do an alternate costume version of that and add some alternate moves to it, which obviously I don't think they might be going the direction, because they could, right? Because it's still under Street Fighter 4. But the point I'm trying to make is that no special character Ryu, no EX move Ryu. That's very important. Then again, we understand what's going on with Ken right now and all that stuff. But then Ryu's the face of the game. As much as Ken is like a co-star, Ryu is the main star. All right. Let's bounce away from the Ryu, event as for one of the things that's making me disappointed. I won't say disappointed, but making me a little bit like, I'm not excited yet. Like I feel like it's going to be on the day that I actually feel that excitement. The second thing is just the fact that we recently had like it's not necessarily recent, but the rate at which between the first Vega and the third Vega has sort of like been boom, 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 right? One of the unfortunate feelings I kind of feel for Sagat right now, but we do have another Sagat that should be the better Sagat, than this first Sagat, whatever. The first one is like the fantasy versions. They're supposed to be the trendy versions. Does Sagat have a trendy version? I can't remember. We have to look at that image. Well, let's just look at the image. Let's go street art. Do we have a Sagat amongst the list here? We don't. So I don't know if there's going to be a trendy version, of Sagat or fashion version, whichever direction you want to call it. But the second bit is is if we want to be realistic, it is quite possible that the devs might think they did us a good bit by giving us all these gems and all this. When I mean gems, I mean the tokens and all these, um, divinations and special summon tickets, and they can just say, you know what, happy anniversary, guys. Get back to business and get things going. But you know what? I just see that there is a huge opportunity, and I think even if they don't have a strong business mind, I think the chance of them actually not seeing a huge opportunity to actually retain the faith of the fan base that currently exists, win back old fans, and even add new fans to it would be a little bit, because Street Fighter is a very, very strong, uh, franchise in terms of like the whatever. I'm honest with you, if this wasn't Street Fighter, and after a while, I would have given up. But Street Fighter has just so much, there's so much uniqueness and everything kind of stuff. There's so much moves to be exploited and all that kind of stuff. So that's one of the reasons why it actually reigns. But otherwise, the bottom line of what I want to say is this: despite the fact that I kind of felt this, whatever, it's more or less like a case of like calm down. We still have about 6 days to go. I guess six. It's six and some hours, right? Yeah, 6 days and 6 hours to go for the actual stuff. And if we remember quite, if we actually quite remember the week prior to the actual anniversary itself, we only just expected, oh, you know what, it's going to be like some whatever kind of stuff. And then stuff happened. There's this nice story behind it. There was some nice giveaways and that kind of stuff. No clue onto what it was there, but I just cannot remember if there were extra modes that were added. Maybe extra mechanics. For example, when did show power actually get announced? I have to do some deep research on that. Maybe one of you guys know in the comments. You can put it down below. But I'm hoping that this anniversary is not just a case of throwing out characters, because they've done a lot of teasers so far. First of all, the form of Taos Chen and I guess this is what Trendy Elena, Fashion Elena, whichever one she is. And then of course now we know who the new special event character is. Vega finally gets a version that is standalone, that is worthy, because Vega and Kame are still, or Kame and Vega are still like dope characters, nice passive, kind of like close to the vibe that Gomagala Ken kind of gives in terms of destruction, but Gomagala Ken is just something else entirely because of how his move works, as well as the AoE that his sword kind of covers. Like, it's kind of hard for him to miss. But otherwise, guys, I'll just say, what, we have 6 more days to go to see what is under the gift wraps and everything here. But most of all, I'm actually still excited. I am excited. I'm also excited for Vega. Don't get me wrong as well. We got to see what this move is like. I have absolutely no clue what this move is going to be like. All right. But we are definitely looking forward to it. If you guys have an idea of how the character works, let me know. I'm not super in touch with what is currently happening in the TN or CN version, whatever version. Maybe this character is out already, or if he was ever out. I haven't bothered to do any research because honestly, it's better to just discover it. And I actually like to see the surprise of what is behind the characters, than to do some research and find more of what the stuff is. Otherwise, that's pretty much it from me, guys. Just pretty much what to expect, going forward with a couple of weeks to go. It seems to be like this could just be what you call that surprise curveball that you think, oh, you know what, this guy are just going through the same old stuff. And I guess, what, we can't be too excited anymore. And then, bam, sucker punch to give us this nice, anniversary like event, like, new modes or whatever sort of want to throw out there and everything. But that's part of what actually makes this particular period quite exciting, and is also supposed to be something that should be bringing about old players as well to just kind of like be picking and say, okay, what is going on in this Fighter, dual verse world? Do we have new stuff going? I know this is anniversary. I might not be playing this stuff, but is anything new in there? Do I want to come back? I'm pretty sure that they're OGs out there who may have given up on the game long before, who are sort of like trying to see if they want to use that opportunity to come back in. The good thing is they do have that, what's that thing, what this welcome back, whatever, and maybe they've even updated as well. But the last thing I actually want to say is, guys, I don't know how well you guys are doing when it comes to going up this, the mastery. But one of the stuff that actually that kind of sucked the last time was that I didn't go high enough. All right, and if you guys remember, half anniversary, people who got all the way to this had the chance to collect all the way up to this again. I'm wondering if they're going to take the same route and reset the mastery once again. And maybe it's going to be a thing where every 6 months they reset the mastery. You have a chance to recollect everything again, because it's going to be awesome if they repeat that same feat. But it's also going to suck if you're not high enough. Like, I never got to the divination aspect the first time around. There is a chance to get 60 divination, as you can see here. I don't think there's any chance I'm coming close within a week. It's definitely going to be tough, right? But for those of you who actually are able to go up there, kudos to you guys. For those who are actually trying to grinding, keep grinding, get as high as possible. And that way you can get the maximum reward that the anniversary comes in, if they repeat that particular feature where they sort of reset the mastery and you get to collect all your stuffs again. Otherwise, guys, with your boy Shin Ryu, thanks for tuning in, and once again, thanks for 200 subscribers. You guys don't know how much this means to me. And when I mean this means to me, I'm talking about the fact, honestly, that this is a channel that just kind of growing out of love, growing out of, respect, just people watching the content and just say, you know what, you're doing a great job, or keep working hard, or kind of whatever, and they're just going to just throw in a subscription here and there. I totally appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart, guys. And it's Valentine's Day as well. Hope you guys are having fun with your loved ones. If you have any loved ones that you share that sort of like romantic relationship with, otherwise, even amongst friends too, happy Vals Day, guys. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. If you have subscribed once again, make sure you subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I totally appreciate it. If you don't, comment below, or don't. In the end, I appreciate you guys all the same. Thanks for having me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.